and welcome back to Industrious. I'm your host, Micaiah Shaw, and this week's episode is part 2 of a conversation that I had with my sister about organization. If you haven't already had a chance to listen to that episode, check it out before giving this one a listen. Anyways, enjoy! Okay, and we're back! Oh no. I'm wondering how difficult it will be to tell our voices apart, because we've heard we have very, very similar voices.
You are just talking to yourself.
I know. This is just my stream of conscious.
Podcasting by herself got boring, so she invited herself.
I'm pretending to be Abby, talking to myself. That would be interesting.
I talk over you just to make sure they know there's another person.
That I am actually talking to someone. That's very nice.
It's to validate you, which is why I run over you. Tell them, Zeke.
Exactly. Yes, we definitely have talked to our brother over the phone pretending to be each other because he couldn't really tell.
He cannot tell us.
It's very entertaining. Anyway, so my second question for this podcast for you, Abby.
Am I distracting
you?
Yes.
No, you're... The question for you is minimalism or not?
Or not.
Yeah, you have to say it that way. How do you feel?
Yes, and.
Yes, and. Yes, but?
No,
yes,
we're in
and.
improv. Yes, and.
Yes, and.
Minimalism is one of my favorite things.
Oh, boy.
It sparks joy, if you will. Yes, the gag reflex is important.
I made a face. You couldn't see.
I think yeah.
Okay.
Not nah.
Yeah, not nah. Well, one of us has to hold one point so that the other can talk. So it's better
I will
this
give
way.
my definition of minimalism.
Okay.
And it is living a minimalistic consumership life. So buying less, using what you have as much as you can to its fullest extent, and not having more than you need.
Okay.
And what you have needs to be something that holds value. So I've talked to friends.
Has a job or something. Yeah.
Or just has value. So if you're someone who's really into reading books, have as many books as you want.
Right.
But if you don't like the paper covers of a hardback book, but you've kept them for some reason, get rid of them.
Stop.
Exactly.
As our dad would say. Throw it out.
Like, if you're holding on to something that you have if you have done, which I'm sure every woman after moving out of their parents' home has done, which is collecting your grocery bags inside another grocery bag.
I have that.
Under the sink. But you still don't use them.
Oh my goodness.
Get rid of them.
I feel attacked.
Stuff like that. Or like if you are one of those people who has the shampoo bottle collection.
Oh.
They're all empty. Well, there's a little bit left. If you add some shower water, shake it up, you got yourself a little shampoo cocktail.
Right.
But you already have a replacement. Get rid of the empty ones.
Right.
That sort of thing. Like, it's not like this. You don't have to get rid of everything. That is a form of minimalism. And I would clarify that I like the minimalistic look.
Right.
I like having
clean lines.
Clean lines. My color scheme is black, white, and gray. I throw in pops of colors, but I also like it because it's a neutral base. My sheets and my walls are gray and black. Most of my furniture is white or a natural wood. And that means anytime a new color takes my fancy, I can change out the accent colors.
Right.
So
now, it's cheaper to change out. It's cheaper, It's not like doing a whole new room.
And I don't have to change every time the holidays come around and go, oh, well, my normal color is yellow, but now it's Christmas, so let's put as much of the yellow away. Like, I can just be like, great, my throw pillows are yellow right now, but I have Christmas covers, so I throw those on top. Yeah. But I don't have to change my base layer ever. And it's also something that very rarely clashes with anything else. So that's part of my minimalistic endeavor. Clothing was another one. People talk about decision fatigue and stuff like that. That's not really something I ever suffered with. It was more, I only wore my favorite clothes, so why do I own these other ones? And because I've moved so much, I made sure all of my clothes could fit into 2 large suitcases, minus my giant winter coat. That was the one thing that kind of got in my way. Yes. Children. But I also live in a stage of life where I don't have to have children's toys or, dishes for kids. I only need to be able to serve adults and all of that. So that changes what minimalism can look like for each person. And like I said, minimalism really is living an intentional life where you are using what you have and using it to its fullest extent.
Right. So you're not taking it as like you may only own 3 shirts or you may only have...
No, that's a more extreme that I don't hold to. And also, I don't think as a Christian you can hold to that extreme of a minimalistic standard.
Yeah.
When your calling is to be able to love your neighbor and to serve your neighbor. Right. And if you can't literally serve a plate of food to your neighbor because you only own enough plates for you.
Right. That's a problem.
Then you aren't living out a Christian life.
No,
so
definitely.
Coupling Christianity with minimalism, for me personally, I love hosting, so I like to have everything I need to host.
So that might mean your version of minimalism might mean I have 3 different types of serving trays.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't seem minimalistic to some other people,
Or even in the consumer side, I don't love that we use so much one-use items.
Right.
But I like hosting without being inconvenient to the rest of my family, so I own a stash of paper plates and cups and
just in case
silverware. Yeah. So that way I can host 50 people and not have to, make the kitchen a mess for my family.
Right. Yeah.
I chose convenience and an easier way of hosting over my preferred dislike of one-use plastics.
Right.
So minimalism looks different for everybody, and the whole thing of it, like, should I keep this? Does it spark joy? Well, if what sparks joy for you requires having a lot of things, like I have friends who are into crafting and who are into scrapbooking. Right. That is by necessity a hoarder's dream.
Yes, exactly. Like, I have to keep this.
You have to keep
scrapbook it.
Scrap of fabric because it might go in the memory book I'm going to make
someday.
Some point. Yeah. And that's fine. Put it in a box. Get a lid for that box.
Label the box.
Stop having lidless boxes.
Yes, that's true.
That's my biggest thing.
Okay. If you take one thing away from today, stop having lidless boxes.
What's the point?
Okay, don't shake my baskets. That's my diaper basket. I have a basket that she's hating on.
It's very cute.
It is cute, and it just holds diapers and wipes for the living room.
For now.
That's all it holds.
The problem with lidless containers
it's true. You just throw things in
you will
it.
Continue to pile things in. As long as there is room.
That's a toy basket, Abby. Okay,
it is.
Now she's going to make me go get... These do not come with lids, and they shouldn't. Okay, don't get me started. Montessori, like that's open. He can see what's in there, okay? Yeah. He can't see what's in there because there's so many toys in there. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I am obviously not a minimalist.
And that's fine. That really is fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't feel
different for everybody.
And there are definitely things about, like, minimalistic things that I like. I don't like to have things lying around that I don't use. Yeah. But it's very easy for things to pile up that I do not use anymore. So it has to be, like, a constant turnover.
From the consumerism side, you are secondhand. You like getting secondhand.
I do love
all the time.
Thrifting.
Which is great. And I like that. Like, I don't get secondhand as well. I like my convenience of Amazon.
Right.
It's really nice. It ships to my door in 2 days.
Yeah.
But if you are someone who likes to buy things and likes to have a lot of little things, secondhand is the way to go.
Yeah, for me, I definitely have expanded into decor items that I haven't done before because we were in a little apartment. There wasn't a lot to decorate. Yeah. And being in a house now that we can decorate and, I can change up how I want something to look more regularly.
A lot of walls.
I have a lot of walls to decorate. And actually, I haven't decorated many of them. So there's room for improvement here. Yeah. So I like to thrift for those sorts of things. And also just finding things that are more convenient than, or that are more useful than things that I have used previously. So like over here, I've got this blanket ladder that I used to use in our apartment. I always had our blankets hanging on this blanket ladder. Yeah. But right now it just does not have a spot. It's not in use. I'm going to sell it. It's waiting to be sold. And so now I have my blankets in a basket, and that's just what I like the look of better now, and it just is more convenient now.
It works for this setup.
Yeah, it works for this space. So things do rotate pretty regularly, and it's hard to keep on top of because I've got kind of a corner of things that I need to sell, so it's hard to keep on top of like things that are rotating. But it is nice to just hold things a little loosely about like
and that's
what's
something
working
like,
and what's not.
If you're someone who's style changes semi-frequently. Like, not your base, but your aesthetic of how to set things up. You need to kind of start learning your own areas, secondhand shops, and how to do that sustainably, because it gets expensive if your style changes constantly. So selling what you're not using is really smart, or else all of a sudden you're going to be, it's easy to
in the red.
It's easy to rack up $100 of debt on decor.
It's true. It's not good.
One of the benefits of my job is I get given a lot of things from the people I work for, and so sometimes I get art pieces that they're getting rid of, or scrap wood for random projects I have. I also work in theater, so I get given a lot of stuff for props and costuming, and so we've been able to do a really sustainable secondhand haul of a lot of our I don't think we've ever bought brand new any of our props. All of our stuff are secondhand, antiquing, and self-built. Which is cool. And that's the same with a lot of my furniture and my decor and a lot of my clothes too. Like
things are just kind of passed around, which is really nice.
And to tie that back into organization, it's repurposing things you already have or can get really easily. Yeah. So when you go to organize your home, it's easy to look at your pantry and go, wow, if I just had the entire Snapware collection, my pantry would be organized.
And I'd be more happy.
And it'd bring me joy.
It would fix my bad attitude.
Yeah, it would fix all of my problems.
Stop it.
I don't need therapy. I just need Snapware. And while I've looked at my pantry many a times with that thought, that's a lot of money. I don't know if you've ever looked at Snapware. Therapy might be cheaper. So one thing I always do whenever I go and organize someone's home is we go and look at what they already have. And sometimes we end up in the kids' room going, why is this Tupperware in here?
Right.
And it's because one time your kid was going through your Tupperware cabinet and took it to their room.
Right.
And now you think, I need to go buy more Tupperware, but in reality, you just need to go hunting around your home.
Or if you're my mother-in-law, you've sent leftovers home with your children every Sunday, and they're hoarding your Tupperware.
So you need to go to your children's homes
Give me my Tupperware.
So a lot
I
of the time,
cleared out her Tupperware recently, I will say.
A lot of the times when you start to organize a space and you want to consolidate and make it better, go and look for the things you already have around your home to do that. Don't go and buy things yet. I know a lot of people are like, okay, we're gonna organize this. I'm gonna go buy all of the things we need. And I'm like, but we don't know what we need yet. We need to look at our space. We need to look at what we already have. We need to look at, should we really be putting every roll of toilet paper in this cabinet?
Right.
Or should it go in the garage?
Right.
Like, is this actually the best place for this to go? Yeah. And then be willing to change it.
Yeah. Hold things loosely.
Yes.
You make things useful and hold them loosely.
Hold them very loosely.
That's a tongue tie.
One other thing is something our mom always said to us, and I don't know if it stuck with you as much as it has had to stick with me due to my line of work, which is everything has a place and every place has a thing.
That's true.
And that's something that I use both in my organizational and cleaning life, but also as a stage manager who has to organize schedule, props, lines, places, people, everything. And all of my theater kids and adults have heard me say many a times, every place has a thing and everything has a place. Mm-hmm. Everything in your home belongs somewhere.
Right.
And sometimes, and everything has something that needs to be there. So sometimes it might mean, this is our dining room table. Nothing belongs on our dining room table. That's a pretty clear, it means go grab your laundry basket, throw everything into it, and start putting those things away.
Right, yeah. Go put them
and then other times it's like, why is this shelf empty? It's supposed to have something here, which means either the kids have left the toys on the floor, you haven't restocked something that should be restocked, or someone took something that wasn't supposed to leave.
Right.
Go find it, put it back.
Right. And it's loving to your family or people in your house when they know where things go and what things do. Yeah. You know, it's good for everyone to be on the same page with these things.
It's also loving to yourself. I mean, like there's the long-standing joke of a happy home, happy life. And
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. Well, there's also
a
clean home is a
happy home. There you go.
There it is. But and that's true whether you have kids or a spouse or you're single. Like, no one wants to come home from a 12-hour workday to a messy home.
Right. Dishes in the sink.
Dishes in the sink. Like, especially when it's your own mess. Then you just stand there in your kitchen going, ugh, why did I do this?
There's no one else to blame. It's just you.
I can't believe Steve did this. I can't believe I did
right.
this. Exactly. And so having my room is only clean during my busy weeks. That's when my room stays clean, because I don't want to come home at the end of a 15-hour workday
and have to sort your laundry.
Exactly. I don't, or what normally will happen is my laundry then sorts itself to the other side of my bed and I sleep under my laundry that night. And then I wake up in the morning mad at everything that I did the next day.
Yeah.
Or the last day.
Yeah. Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
Good to talk about organization.
Glad to finally talk to you.
Yeah. I mean, next time we have a podcast together, we'll chat again.
This has been good.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Enjoy organizing what you already have, with what you already have, and have a great week. Thanks, Abby.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.